Hey everybody, this is dHunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the NECA 1994 Alien vs. Predator arcade game aliens. This is the Chrysalis Alien, the Arachnoid Alien, and the Razor Claws Alien, and these guys are repainted in movie colors. When I first heard NECA was repainting these figures, I was a little disappointed, as it's a little more the same, nothing new. But seeing these guys in hand, they look absolutely fantastic. My buddy picked these up for me. Shout out to Corey. He got me 2 full sets of these figures. Very happy to check them off my list. So let's look at the packaging here. As you can see, aliens, Arachnoid Alien, one side of the package. You can see all 3 of them. They're posed up with the Aliens logo above them. Other side of the package simply says Aliens. At the bottom, got a bunch of credits. And on the back side, we have all the aliens posed up. And then you can see the rest of the wave at the bottom. So with no further ado, let's open them up. And I did end up getting 2 of each of these figures. Why, you ask? Because you can never have too many xenomorphs. Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. We've got the Arachnoid Alien, the Razor Claws Alien, and the Chrysalis Alien. Now, when they first announced they're going to be redoing these aliens in movie coloring, I was immediately disappointed. It's pretty much just a re-release in different paint schemes. In fact, that's exactly what it is. And it was just a little more the same, nothing new. I was disappointed they were wasting a slot on just some repaints. But having them in hand, these guys look absolutely fantastic. I like them so much more than the original versions. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out their height, their articulation, and we'll compare them with the 1994 Alien vs. Predator arcade game versions of the same figures. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's start off by checking out the Arachnoid Alien. And here are both sets of the 3 arcade game aliens repainted in movie colors. Why did I get 2 sets, you ask? Well, these guys just look badass and fantastic, and you can never have too many xenomorphs for your hive. So here's the Arachnoid Alien. I got this guy on all 4s because he's that kind of alien that can be in that pose, similar to the dog alien. Overall, the paint scheme looks great. You can see some dark blue, some black. I didn't realize how good these guys were going to look in the movie colors. And then, here are both of my Arachnoid Aliens. One on all 4s, and one standing on his hind legs, as tall as he can get. So let's take a closer look. As you can see, face looks pretty good. He's got that snarling mouth. He's got 2 little spikes coming out of his chin. Kind of looks like a goatee. He's, of course, got that double mouth, the tongue on the inside that can come right out. His head here is very cool. The front, he's got that sort of dome part, and he's got some unique ridges there. It's almost a combination between the smooth dome and the ridge dome. He's got these little sort of pieces curled up there. Almost looks like he has a bad hair day. But the back is where it gets even more impressive. The back side is a transparent dome. You can see the skull underneath. It's got some black lines across. And the top of the dome has got some black sculpt ridges there. It just looks great. He's got the tubes on the back. You can see the ribs. Very similar to the Aliens design, but with a unique twist to it. He's got, looks like, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees done in that unique NECA style. Looks like he's got a couple points of articulation on his tail. He's got a bendy wire in here. Just the sculpt and detail all over this guy is impressive. I mean, every aspect of him has different texturing and all kind of sculpting. Whoever did this guy is fantastic. Well done. Ton of articulation on this guy. He looks like he can crawl on all 4s. He can stand upright, just like an alien should. And then, just a closer look at his face and head. You can see he's got his teeth exposed, mouth snarling. His skin is kind of shiny, kind of glossy, similar to the alien. They're kind of slimy. All the sculpt and detail on his head and body is just amazing. Look at all that. Then he's got the clear dome in the back. So none of these figures come with any traditional accessories. And what would they come with? Maybe an egg or a chest burst or a face hugger, repainted in arcade game colors. Of course, if those accessories were included with this release, they'd be redone in movie colors, so it's a little bit pointless as we've already gotten those accessories time and time again. I'm cool with the lack of accessories, although it definitely would be nice. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at this figure, now let's check out his height. On the one, it's upright from bottom to the top of his head, sitting at about 9.0 inches tall, which can translate to about 23 centimeters. And if you look one on all fours, he's going to be standing at about 5.25 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 13.5 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up about that far, down about that far. Pretty impressive there. It's going to allow him to look forward while he's on all fours pretty nicely. He does have articulation at the base of the head, top of the neck, as well as the bottom of the neck. He can tilt his head just a little bit from side to side. Very pleased with the range of motion. They could have done a little better on the dog alien. It looks like they did pretty nice with this guy. Going further down, shoulders, a ball joint. Goes out about 90 degrees, a little bit less. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got double jointed elbows here. He's got that piece between the top joint and the bottom joint. There is rotation at both the top and the bottom. Here's the top going in, then the bottom going in. His wrists can rotate. It's going to be hinged as well. He's got a ball joint here in his waist, torso area. Can rotate around, go forward and back. Pretty good range of motion in his torso overall. Legs on ball joints. They only go about this far. This top part is sort of hindering the articulation. Of course, if you moved it forward, it could go a little bit more. There are ball joints inside of there. It can rotate independently of the ball joint. They go forward about that far and back. Pretty far as well. Double jointed knees below that. He does have a rotation at the top and not at the bottom. So here's the top part going in and the bottom part going in. Then his ankle here, it can go forward and back. It can tilt and rock a little bit. And there's rotation. Feels like kind of a ball joint inside of there. Then we have his tail. It's got a bendy wire. Can hit all these different poses. It's got rotation at the base here. And then another point of rotation below that. Not really sure why they added the second one in there. And let's not forget about his jaw articulation. Of course, his mouth, it can open, it can shut. He's got his tongue or inner mouth that will come out. Only goes out about this far, a little bit less than some of the other aliens. Here's the Arachnoid Alien next to the dog alien from Alien 3. This is another alien that can be on all fours. And here they both are, standing upright as high as they can go. And here he is, next to the Rhino Alien, another alien that crawls on all fours. There's also the upcoming Panther Alien that has a similar sort of design. And then if they ever get to the Bull Alien, he'll probably be the same as well. Here's this movie Arachnoid Alien, next to the 1994 arcade game version of the Arachnoid Alien. Paint jobs are considerably different, and I really like the way the movie one came out compared to the original. I thought the originals are great, but this movie one puts that guy to shame. And here are both versions of the Arachnoid Alien standing upright. Drop me a line in the comments below. Which paint scheme do you guys like better? These are both great releases, but this movie release just puts the sculpt over the top. And just a closer look at these guys' heads, so you can see just how different they are. Now let's look at the Razor Claws Alien. It's a very cool design, but the hands are a little bit gimmicky. Kind of seems like a cross between Freddy Krueger, Wolverine, and a Xenomorph. Maybe this is what would happen if a face ever got to one of them. Beyond that, his paint job and body look sharp. Let's check him out. As you can see, his head here, he's got the snarling jaw, the spikes coming out of his chin. His head is sort of a green or teal tint to it. This dome looks fantastic. You can see all the detail in the skull underneath. Very well done. Overall, his body has got a lot of purple, where the other ones have blue. Looks just fantastic. The head is very uniquely done. A lot thinner, slender. He's got these tubes or wires coming out of his head, connecting to his shoulders. It will prohibit you from turning his head all the way around, but that's not a very big deal. Does look like he has double jointed elbows. I mean, look at all that sculpting on his forearm here. He's got a rib cage, you can see, kind of signature to the alien look. Double jointed knees. His tail is very long and articulated. He's got these very large toenails and spikes coming out of the back of his feet. Overall, this guy is very cool, but the hands are just a little bit ridiculous. And then here are both of my Razor Claws aliens I got in the movie colors. And then just a closer look at his face and head. You can see his mouth is semi-open, the teeth exposed, snarling. You can see the second jaw inside of there. He's got those spikes on his chin. The clear dome at the top has a sort of green or teal look to it, and the dome underneath looks absolutely fantastic. Ton of detail all over his head. It just all looks so good and unique. These are not just the same alien head over and over again repainted. And here's the Razor Claws alien, both in the movie colors and the original arcade game colors. Which one do you guys like better? I personally love the movie version. The arcade version is just very stylized, and it's based off an old school video game with some pretty unique and uncharacteristic coloring for the aliens. And just a closer look at these guys' heads, so you can see just how different the paint job is. Now let's check out this guy's height. From bottom to the top of his head, sitting at about 8.9 inches tall, which is going to translate to about 22.5 centimeters, just a hair shorter than the Arachnoid Alien. And now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. You don't want to pull it too much further as you're going to stretch these tubes to capacity. His head can look up about that far, which is pretty nice, and it can look down that far, which is extremely impressive. Of course, let's not forget about his inner jaw. It can open very wide, and then his second mouth, it can come out, and his comes out about that far. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have double jointed elbows here. Now we've got rotation at the top and then rotation at the bottom. Here's the bottom part going in, and then the top part goes all the way in there. In his torso, he's got a ball joint. It can rotate around, go forward and back. Mine's a little bit on the loose side. Legs, completely does the splits on ball joints here. He can rotate independently of the ball. Legs go forward about that far. Back, not too much. Double jointed knees. Here's the top part going back, and then the bottom part as well. Now there is rotation at the top. Then his ankle here, go forward and back. Can rotate, can tilt and rock. Got a ball joint there. Toe articulation. He also has finger articulation. These two fingers move together. Then his tail here, it's also got the bendy wire. And then it's got rotation at the base here. Then we have the Chrysalis Alien. This is my personal favorite of the three. I think his dome and skull just look so unique and cool, and it fits in with the aesthetic of the aliens. I have no problem thinking of him as sort of a different variety of xenomorph from the Hive. The movie color scheme is just great as well. This guy here has an action feature, kind of like a turtle. His sort of head will come out of here. The dome itself looks good. Nice exoskeleton, large crown, tons and tons of sculpting detail. The paint job is nice. It's not one color. It's a bunch of different shades. A wash all throughout here. Very nicely done. You can see sculpting detail all over this guy. Like I said before, the head does pop out. Not very easy to do. This sort of part here kind of obstructs the head from coming out easily. Takes a little bit of work, but once you get it out there, it does look very cool, very unique. Chrysalis, kind of insectoid looking, Pretty cool. He does still have that second jaw that can come out as well, making this guy very long and very impressive. Something about his face does remind me of the newborn though, and that is no compliment. Going further down, he's got that traditional rib cage the aliens always have, double jointed elbows, some more armor or exoskeleton around his forearm here, the back, a little bit more armor type stuff. This guy is definitely not your usual xenomorph. He's got long claws there, double jointed knees, a really, really long tail. Very much liking this guy. And just a closer look at his face and head. He kind of gives me a vibe, looks kind of dumb with his head tucked in under his exoskeleton up there. It's because he has this very large, flat looking forehead. It does look very nice, and it looks really cool when you pull the head out. And here's his face sticking out. Definitely reminds me of the newborn. Most of the aliens, you can't see their eye area. It's covered up by their dome. This guy has the eyes and the nose and the mouth, similar to the newborn. Here's his head, normal, under the exoskeleton. And here he is with the head sticking out. And here with the inner jaw out. And here are both of the Chrysalis Aliens that I got from this set. Here's the movie-colored Chrysalis Alien next to the video game-colored Chrysalis Alien. They both look great. The colors do contrast and pop a little bit better on the video game version. His exoskeleton or bone armored area contrasts with the blue skin very nicely. Although I think as a whole I still prefer the movie look. And just a closer look at these two guys' heads, so you can see just how different the paint job is. Now let's check out this guy's height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 9.0 inches tall, which can translate to about 23 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up and down about that far, a little bit less than the other aliens. Now his head can come out of the sort of shell or dome. It's a little rough to do. Do be careful. His head can rub against this top part. You could scratch the paint off pretty easily. Once you get it out, it comes out about this far. Can go up and down, side to side, can rotate around. His mouth can open up, exposing his inner jaw or second mouth. It comes out about that far. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Double jointed elbows. It has rotation at the top. It's got rotation at the bottom as well. Here's the top part going in, and then here's the top and the bottom part going in. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. He also has finger articulation here. Ball joint in his torso, rotate around, go forward and back. Legs on ball joints, they don't go out very far. This top part obstructs that. They can rotate independently of the ball. Legs go forward about that much, back about that far. Double jointed knees, rotation at the top. Here's the top part going back, and then here's the top and the bottom part going back. Ankle, ball joint, goes forward and back, rotate, tilt and rock, all that good stuff. Toe articulation, then his tail, it's on a bendy wire, and it can rotate at the base. I guess these are the type of Marines or figures you'd want fighting the video game version of these arcade aliens. Here's Dutch and Lynn for the 1994 Capcom arcade game. And here would be the type of figures you'd want fighting the movie repaints. Now let's check these guys out next to some other action figures, starting off next to a bunch of other alien figures. And here are both sets of these movie repaints. I got two sets of these figures because they look just badass, and you could never have too many xenomorphs. And here are all three of the movie repaints next to their original arcade game paint variation counterparts. And here are two sets of the original 1994 arcade game colors, as well as two sets of the movie colors. The Hive grows. Now let's check them out. Next to some other recently released Alien figures. Here they are with Series 4 of NECA's Alien 40th Anniversary Collection. Then next to Series 3 of the Alien 40th Anniversary Collection. And next to Series 2. And then next to the first series in that line. Then next to a couple of Rhino Aliens that were recently released, repainted in movie colors. These ones actually come from an old Kenner homage. They made a Rhino Alien that was a KB Toys exclusive, and it was painted in these colors. Here they are, next to a couple of other aliens that were released in both video game colors and movie colors. Here they are with the 1986 Xenomorph in movie colors and from the arcade game. And here, next to the Dog Alien in both movie and video game colors. Now let's check them out, next to some aliens from each of the different Alien films. Starting off with 1979's Alien. Here they are next to a couple of Ultimate Big Chaps. And here they are next to some Xenomorphs from the 1986 film Aliens. I'll tell you that Arachnoid Alien on the left with this blue scheme looks really good next to the blue Alien Warrior from Aliens. He's going to fit in really nice with that hive. Then, next to a couple of Dog Aliens from Alien 3. And here, next to some Alien Resurrection Warriors. Then, next to some Alien versus Predator Aliens. And here they are, next to the Pred Alien and an Alien Warrior from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. These are some older NECA Alien figures that predate even Series 1 of the Alien line. NECA's promised to revisit a deluxe Ultimate Pred Alien and the Alien Warrior in the near future. I assume they're going to try to coincide those with the release of the Ultimate Wolf Predator, but they've been talking about that for years. Then, next to some Deacons from Prometheus. And here, next to some aliens from Alien Covenant. Then, next to some engineers from Prometheus. And here, next to some Ultimate Predators from Predator 1 and 2. And finally, next to some various human figures from NECA's Alien and Predator lines. Overall, these are some absolutely fantastic Alien figures. I had no idea what a repaint would do for these guys. These guys just look phenomenal. Their articulation is fantastic, double jointed pretty much everything, and I had very few stuck joints. I didn't have to use any hot water to free them up. Their accessories are non-existent, a little disappointing, but these guys are so intricate, I'm happy they're released. Sculpt and paint job, fantastic. I see no issues anywhere. I would say my favorite is Chrysalis, followed by Razor, and then Arachnoid. And that's not to say any of these are bad. These are all absolutely fantastic. I'm going to rate Arachnoid and Razor 8 out of 10, and Chrysalis an 8.5 out of 10. This is a stellar home run from NECA. For a wave I thought I was going to be disappointed with, I give this thing 2 thumbs up. Great execution. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.